I have so many thoughts about the Superman trailer, but now that we've heard like kind of like the full score, I love it. I think that little snippet we got a couple of days ago was really good too. It was like an ethereal feel and it made me feel really warm inside. But this part of the score feels like bombastic. There's like a little bit of rock influence in it too, which makes sense for James Gunn. And I like that there's a defining feature of that score because I don't think any other Superman score has like a rock influence. If there is, I'm mistaken. I love how this trailer is structured in that the first time we're seeing Superman is like at his lowest, and at his lowest he calls for Crypto, which just made me so excited to see him in the cape and in motion. And I know he doesn't like the traditional Crypto, but I don't mind it personally. I think Rachel Brosnahan literally just looks like Lois Lane. She probably looks the most like Lois Lane in my opinion than anyone that's ever been cast. I think the look of Kent Farm is a very realistic take on Kent Farm. I know a lot of people were complaining when we saw the set photo of it that it's not like this like big farmhouse, but honestly, as someone who lives in the South, I want to feel like that I've passed this house before down the highway. And speaking of Kent Farm, it is looking like we're going to get some flashbacks between Pa Kent and Clark Kent. And one of James Gunn's biggest strengths as a director, in my opinion, is the relationships between characters. So if he kills this relationship alongside the Clark and Lois relationship, I think the heart of this movie is just going to be undeniable. And talking about Crypto again, I think Crypto is going to bring even more wide appeal to this movie, to be honest. And showing him off in the trailer was a great move on their part because almost everyone loves dogs. That slow-mo shot of Superman saving that kid was really cool. And I love that the shot that we see right after that in the trailer is just Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor looking like an absolute hater. And ever since Nicholas Hoult has been cast as Lex Luthor, I've been extremely excited to see this iteration of the character because he is one of my favorite like currently working actors today. We got a shot of Superman punching through some glass. I think the scene that we get right after that is one of the best scenes in the trailer of a kid holding up a Superman flag in the midst of what looks like a battle. And it's capturing the feel that I've been wanting this movie to capture since its announcement, and it's that hopeful feel of Superman. And I think it's really interesting to put a scene right after that where the public is kind of hating on Superman, probably a part of Lex Luthor's scheme. And I think that's really going to tie into that first look we got of Superman where he's kind of just putting on his work boots and it looks like he kind of doesn't want to go to work, but he's doing it anyway. And that would be really interesting if that first look photo just ties into the whole arc of the movie of like, he's got to be the symbol of hope whether people like him or not. But then we get the look of the Justice League International members with Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner and Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl. And in that scene of Hawkgirl, she's fighting a kaiju, which those rumors about Superman fighting a kaiju in this movie are now confirmed. We get a good look at Mr. Terrific. The floating shot of Superman and Lois spinning around as they're kissing, that's just peak Superman and Lois in my opinion. But overall, this was an amazing trailer for this movie, and I think this movie is going to win July next year. I think this movie is going to have a Top Gun Maverick effect where it just has a wide appeal amongst audiences. Everybody kind of needs a hopeful movie in these times today, so it's going to be a good start to the DC universe, and I think this trailer proves